What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back with a match reaction and transfer talk. Listen, this one's going to be a little different to how we usually do match reactions, where we just usually delve into the game and go through the meat and everything about it. We're going to cover the game a bit, but I think there's more important things in the January window than a third round cup tie. Listen, it was a good game and we will go through it, but there's a few rumors, a bit of news that I think we should discuss. So you might want to just settle into this one. But before I get into it, you know the drill, people. Please hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, drop your comments below. Our comments will be readily open on this one, people. As you can see now, all the Christmas decks are down. We're back into normal mode. You know how it goes, people. You know how it goes. Listen, today, let me see. Let me just see today. Nice to go through. That's the first initial reaction. Nice to have it comfortable as well. I thought Peterborough would have given us a bit more of a fight than that today, but that's what quality above gets you. You know, that's what it usually should get you anyway. It usually should make sure that you see the gulf between the two, and we showed that today. Peterborough in spurts were okay, but I think we were very comfortable. And then once that second goal went in, it was game over. Listen, I was watching the match, people, but I was doing other things as well. I was doing other things at the same time. Yeah, Nigel, KG time again. It's time for us to discuss a few things. There's going to be a few topics in this one. I'm going to talk about Fabio Carvalho, our right back situation, Charlie Cresswell. There's a few things that we need to discuss. Hey, Ash, hey, KG, great to see you. Great to see you guys. And shout out to everyone that's joining this afternoon live. Or if you're watching the replay, just hit the like then as well, please. Yeah, Jared saying big up KG, nice win. Afternoon, everybody. Yeah. Scott here saying I was not even worried at any stage, which is rather strange being a Leeds fan. Yeah, there was no real threat from them. And they're a very pacey team. They're a very quick team, but when you've got the team that we had out today, it should have been comfortable. I mean, I said something like a 4-3 win, but hey, listen, Klaassen again, he didn't have much to do, but he did what he was supposed to do. He did well. Listen, job done, and we'll talk about it, man. Nice to see Ethan Ampadu get two goals today, and yeah, it was some finish. Yeah, it was more than a good finish from Bamford. Let's hope Premier League teams aren't looking at that and they might just take him off our hands. I would hate that. No, no, it was an excellent finish. The commentator, I'm not sure if I was listening to a Leeds commentator or not, but they said it was better than Garnacho's. I mean, it was a really good finish, but Garnacho, I mean, look at what Garnacho had to do, you know. But yeah, really good, really good. Doc here saying here, and this is going to come up in what I'm going to be discussing about a certain player. Professional performance, can't really complain about anything except would like subs to have more minutes. Great point, Doc. Great point. Great point. Listen, let's just get into the FA Cup game so we can get this out of the way. Not being disrespectful, but it's a third round tie. When we get to the later stages, if we do, listen, you know the next one I want. I know some of you will want a Premier League team away or something like that. I want Maidstone at home. Maidstone at home is the tie I want in the fourth round. Okay, Maidstone, come to Ellen Road and let's get that one sorted. All right, Maidstone at home, people. So yeah, listen, this was the lineup today. Obviously, a lot of rotation. Furpo coming in, Archie Gray staying in the place, even Luke Ayling, and couldn't get in that spot there. But Anthony got a start, Nonto got a start. I thought Nonto was good, and again, Nonto today. People talk about Nonto not doing too much or not getting goals and assists. He's been denied now 2 clear penalties in 2 games. I think the one was against Birmingham, wasn't it? But he should have had a penalty today. That is a penalty. And what I want to say as well, people, because I don't know if you watched the Sunderland Newcastle game, Dan Ballard, and I know this is going on a different tangent, but it's kind of similar. Defenders at these levels, this is why the level is different from Premier League to Championship. And Dan Ballard is a perfect example of that. He is a fine Championship defender, but you saw him go up against Newcastle's attack. He was all over the gaff. He was thinking he could do those Championship challenges against Newcastle. Should have conceded 1 penalty, did concede another. Own goals can happen to anybody, but he had a shocking game. But that's not an exception to the rule. That's the norm. That's why it's always important when you go up from the Championship to upgrade in those positions. Because even though you think someone's had a good season in defense in the Champ, it's a completely different kettle of fish against Premier League oppositions. But that defender today, Knight, he should have conceded a penalty. That was a That was a penalty, man. Nanto was he's not getting the decisions down here. It's really weird. He might have a reputation of going down softly, cool, but you've got to give the decisions when they're there, and that was a penalty. Nanto is a must keep, a sheer quality and clear penalty. Yep, again, we're going to speak about Nanto because there's still rumors about Everton sniffing around him, and that's the only way I can see a certain other player coming in. But I want to talk about that when we talk about Fabio Carvalho. Um, Bert is saying Shax was okay, but had an awful spell for 5 minutes. I'll be real with you, and I'll stick to what I said in the video I did when people were talking about Shackleton getting a new contract. Not for me. I think we saw today he could possibly play at League One level. Shackleton is not it for me. Um, we could do with getting someone stronger than there and someone who's more reliable with their fitness, so they're more available. I thought Gruev had a good game today in terms of breaking up play. He was getting stuck in a lot. That was good to see from Gruev. He needed that today. Perot, quiet from Georgine. Sorry, Joel Peru, I should say. Okay, yeah. Nanto's passing was sweet today. Yeah, he was threatening all around. He was doing his usual thing. He's always going to be a threat. He's always going to dribble at you. He's always going to create problems. People will always say that the goals and assists are lacking, but when you're not getting decisions as well, that kind of goes against your total as well, because he could have had, winning 2 penalties in 2 games, and they're not there now, so it looks like he's done nothing. But that's just not true. So Nanto, he needed that today. Good start from him. Bamford, wonderful goal today. Absolutely wonderful. That touch and finish was exceptional. Absolutely exceptional from Bamford today. Absolutely brilliant. It doesn't matter what the opposition is, people. That touch and finish, it was beautiful. I was like, whoa, that was nice, Patrick. That was nice. really, really and truly nice. So shout out to him. What was really nice, Michael here saying Bamford, great goal, but really awful at moving the ball and keeping attacking momentum up. Yeah, again, with Bamford, we know he's not perfect. And yes, he got that goal, and he missed he missed the 2 easier chances earlier in the first half. In the first half, then he gets that kind of goal. That's just how it goes. But yeah, good to see that. What I will say though is, look, my thoughts on it. My thoughts on Patrick Bamford. But if he can continue doing that through the rest of this campaign, because he ain't going nowhere. Get ready for another week of Bamford clips and propaganda all over the place. Phil Hay, the official accounts, all of them, they're all going to be on Bamford's DICK. It's going to be absolutely mad. But yeah, it was a great goal, and you cannot take that away from him. I love that finish. That's pure football. That's pure football. I didn't know he had it in him still. So shout out to him. Lord Shia Garaf saying Gruev was great today. We must buy a number 9. Bamford scoring against low-level teams doesn't mean he's back. It was a good goal, though. Yeah, Lord Shia Garaf, I would sum it up like that myself. But obviously, a lot of people are going to see it differently and think he could probably outscore Erling Haaland. So yeah, that would be different. That would be different. Gavin here saying hats off to Farkane trying to win a 3rd round match with a decent team. Yeah, you can't say there's anything wrong with this lineup, people. It's a mix of players that need time, and there's some first teamers in there. Thankfully, everyone came in unscathed. Obviously, Ampadu got in a big heavy challenge early on in the game. You're thinking, nah, please not Ethan. Please not him. And it was nice to see Ethan get 2 goals. Again, it's the opposition it's against, but Ethan has tried how many times this season, people? Long shots from the halfway line and everything else, and they were really good finishes in total. Bamford actually got the assist for the first one. Nice knockdown and a nice finish. He was never offside, so I don't know what Peterborough were complaining about. 3rd one was your meat and potatoes goal that you see every week in the Football League, and that's a corner swung in by Dan James. Nice rise by Ampadu goal. 2 goals on the day for the captain. And you know what? That's another thing as well, people. I love seeing Ethan as captain today. When he first signed, I thought he would be a candidate for the captaincy. I know it's very unusual or rare for new players to come in and be captains. I think even if you take Arsenal, for example, I think you'd say Declan Rice should be the captain there, not Martin Odegaard. But I think, he's been having leadership qualities since he was at Exeter when he was a teenager. He's been like that. So yeah, really good to see Ampadu get two goals today. Yeah, Leeds saying Amp's captain's performance 100. Ryan here saying Gray in centre midfield was nice. It was great. Gray did get to push forward today, which was good, and that's what I'm saying with Archie. you know, Daniel Farke can talk about being satisfied with Archie at right back all he wants. Archie is a central midfielder. I mean, the commentary team were gassing him up to the moon today. They couldn't stop talking about Liverpool being interested in Archie Gray. But Archie is a central midfielder. And you saw today how he was getting forward. And that's what I'm saying. If he got a consistent run in that 8/hybrid 10 role, I think Archie Gray gets from this point to the season and to the end, maybe even 5 goals. It doesn't sound a lot, but apart from Ampadu today, what other goals have we had from central midfield? Um, yeah, King Ampadu, yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Noel here saying Farker is a coward manager, no imagination. He does the ABC. He's the ABC of all management. Yeah. Listen, Noel and obviously, as people know, long-time member Chris Kingy here, as well as a few others, are just not convinced by Farker. I'm in that boat as well. I think that he's good enough to get us up from the championship, but I don't want to see him in the Premier League. But the thing is, if you go back to when we first appointed him, I said that as well. I said, has he learned enough from his previous stints to come here and learn? And I don't know. We've seen in championship games, he's a bit tactically inept. And that's another thing I want to talk about in the future signing. So let me hold off. Let me hold off on that. Yeah, Max H, the commentator, was absolutely in love with Ampadu. Yeah. Lord Shigarov saying that, you know, okay, that's fair. Bamford assist just bounced off him. His control was still largely poor on the poor side. I hear that, Lord Shigarov. I kind of did the whole Liverpool fans with Darwin Núñez assists at the moment, where it's just bouncing off not Núñez's chest or his backside, and Salah's finishing him or something. And then they say, see, Núñez is a threat, mate. He's a threat, mate. Uh, yeah, Darren, Farker is competent at this level. I'm there with you, Darren. I'm with you there. I'd be quite scared actually with the way that he's set up in a few of these championship games if we were to go up to the Prem, but then he wouldn't last very long. I don't think the 49ers would risk their investment just for loyalty to a manager. Ash here saying, I would keep him for the champ, but seek a new manager if we go up. Ash, I would 100% do that. But you know what? You know what the thing is, though? There's a lot of sentimental fans with Leeds, and they say, he got us up, he deserves a crack. I think you should look at some of the underlying issues at this level, people. Let me just get the super chat. Super chats, of course, always take priority and get started. So if you want to donate to the channel that way, please do. William Morrison here, always big supporting the channel. Thank you, William. Cup run, Bamford, okay, please, people, do not get carried away with one performance. Shout out to you, William. And Mr. P saying, granted, a great goal by Patrick Bamford, but otherwise, him and many others have such poor touches from all. Man, Mr. P, from all passes constantly under hit, comma by all. Too many commas, man. Too many commas, Mr. P. But I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you. Let's have a look. Max HKD hates Liverpool. Listen, it's more their fans, man. Listen, let me not go into it. I will go into it one day. Let's have a look. Barry here saying, if Farker gets us up, he will then get the backing of the board, unlike what happened at Norwich. Barry and everyone else that keeps saying this, my stance on this will never change. It will never change. Whether you're getting backed or not, you should then know the talent level of what you've got. Yes? Can we agree with that? When he went up with Norwich, he knew he didn't have the best players in the team, in the league, but he still tried to play the way that he wanted to play in the championship. It was never going to work. And that's why Norwich kept holding 5, 6, and everything else like that. By the time the 30th game of the season come around, their players looked dead. They looked like they wanted just the season to finish. So it's all well and good people saying that he'll get backed. He's been backed in this league, and he hasn't played everyone that's been bought. He hasn't played everyone that's been bought or loaned in. So he's been backed as well. So I just don't buy that. If you know your limitations of your squad, you play to the limitations. You don't just play your tactic just because it's your tactic. You have to adapt. Mr. P saying phones playing up, Cage. You had to restart several times, so allow me that. I'll allow you, Mr. P. You're not usually that bad with the pronunciation, with the commas and all that. You had my head scrambled for a minute, Mr. P. I didn't know what I was reading, man. I was having a seizure. Let's have a look. Darren Wong said, Darren, oh my lord, Darren. Are you in my house? Darren says, I believe if we go up, the 49ers will give him 10 games. If it's not good enough, they will change manager. Darren, Lord have mercy. That's exactly what I thought. No word of a lie, Darren. That is exactly what I thought. I thought if we go up and they don't change him in the summer, I think he gets 10 games to see what he's about. And if it isn't good enough, then he's out. That's exactly what I thought. But I would love him to have a fresh start. But anyway, listen, let's have a look. Super chat from Rally Belize. Let's have a look here. Thank you. Hope we use today as a springboard to better our away form. Tricky way against Cardiff next. Hope we can get on a good run going forward now. Fixtures look okay. The fixtures have looked okay for a while, rather Leeds. It's just we haven't been doing what we're supposed to be doing. But listen, so far, 2024, 2 wins. Let's carry it on. It's important. You know, we have to get out of this division, people. We really do. I'm so desperate. But look, you're right. It's all building blocks. Losing this game today does no one's confidence in this starting lineup any good, especially for the players that don't play a lot. So nice. We got the job done. Let's go. Yeah, Darren's living in my walls. Oh, pause, Ian, pause. But yeah, if there's anything else to do with the game that you want to discuss, we'll put it in the chat later. But I do want to go on to the other news, and let me see if I can transition this smoothly. Because look, we're looking at the lineup here, and we can even look on the bench here. There's a name omitted. There is a name not here. Even Cooper's there. Ayling's there. Whose name is not there? Charlie Cresswell. And now we are coming to the position where we have a player on our hands, and this is much like the Aaron Ramsdale situation, where Aaron Ramsdale's dad went on a podcast and talked about how it's unfair about Aaron Ramsdale not getting played. Well, Richard Cresswell, who's Charlie's dad, didn't do as much as that, but he pretty much said the same thing. And what you also have to factor in, people, if you don't know that Richard Cresswell is also Charlie Cresswell's. Not only is his dad, but he's his agent too. Okay, so you've got a double whammy there. It's not just his dad talking; it's his agent. And here is Richard Cresswell, and I think it's still on his Insta at this point. I think there's still a couple hours left on it. Richard Cresswell reposted Charlie Cresswell's reel from Millwall and had this message to say, "Be nice to see him play again at some point." And yet again today in the cup, no Charlie Cresswell. No Charlie Cresswell. And I think the writing's on the wall with this one. I think Cresswell is to go. Why would he stay? Again, this is going to go into something else that I'm going to talk about in a bit with a player linked to us. But if he's not, I'm sorry, people. We also spoke about how patched up this defense is. He's not getting in this team against Peterborough, with all due respect. He's off this month. What does everyone think that? And I want to know as well what you think about his dad coming out to say something. Because listen, we've had the thing with Jed Spence where he's clearly knocked on the manager's door and said, "Boss, why am I not playing at right back?" Much like Aaron Ramsdale, they've gone the dad route. I don't know if Charlie, I'm sure Charlie agrees with it. I'm sure his dad wouldn't have just put it out without Charlie saying, yeah, whatever. You know, much like Aaron Ramsdale, he would have said no to his dad going on an Arsenal podcast. I think this has been okayed by Charlie. He's very frustrated. Indian Joe saying Cresswell would do well somewhere else. It will be our loss. Yeah, Max, I would think so, and I think I'm going to be on long enough to get some quotes from Daniel Farker, and I think that someone's going to ask him about it. There's a lot to get through, people. Bob T, is he Premier League class, Cage? I don't know, Bob. Honestly, I don't know. But what I would like to have seen, Bob, is him get a run at Championship level at Leeds United. As I said before, playing at Millwall, it's a different kind of environment. It is very hostile, so you do have pressure on you there. But I would love to have seen what he could have done at Leeds United. Now, I'm not saying he needs to play games because the Strout-Roden partnership has been really good for us. But on games where one of those two are out, and that has happened at points this season, and even today, I would like to have seen him come in. I would like to have seen him come in, but it's quite honestly with these players, and I even people as people forgotten about Diego Montero that we've got in the under 21s as well. If these players haven't got a future here and they're not playing Championship football, please sell them on so we can get some funds and get moving in this transfer market. I'm seeing Ipswich signing people. I think Southampton are close to signing someone too. We need to get moving. We need to get moving, and that's why I'm talking more about transfers in this than the match we've had today. Um, let's have a look. Michael Pollard saying, KG, where's the player turmoil at Leicester, Ipswich, and Southampton? Only leads with Cresswell, Anthony, maybe others. Farke's man management in question. Well, Farke's man management, he did well at the start of the season. I think he handled the Nanto thing excellently, and I'll never take that away from him. But when you're looking at what he's doing in terms of allocating playing time to people, again, that's going to come up in the next portion of this in the show. Yeah, it's not good. It really isn't good. The playing time has not been spread out as it should be when we have had 3-game weeks as well. And we've literally had the same team every single time with the substitutes getting 10 minutes here and there. Bradley saying can't please everyone. You can't. You absolutely can't please everybody, but that's why you can't at the same time, Bradley, hold people hostage and say no one's leaving this month. And he's already backtracked on that. Jack here saying never begrudge a player wanting to play, get him a move. Yeah, it's funny. I never saw that when it comes to Jed. There was a whole load of other stuff being said, and I haven't seen it once for Charlie. But yeah, I'm the same thing with Jack. When players want to play, let them go. I much prefer that seeing players do that than be satisfied on the bench. When you see players that want to just sit on the bench, they're just comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, if you're earning that kind of money and you don't really want to play every week, hey, that's cool money. I'm not hating on that. But when you're actively trying to get promotion, you need people that want to push for the first 11. You need that. Absolutely need that. El Gil, how is Pervada still at the club? No idea. But at the start of the season, El Gil, he was being talked about as the new Pablo. So there you go. Darren here saying if he doesn't rate Cresswell, we need to get a CB. Get a CB. We need cover. Oh, 100%. We need one anyway, Darren. We need one right now, regardless of whether Cresswell stays or goes. We do need another one at centre back, but I just don't see Charlie staying. People. Lord Sugaraf saying, have we ever replaced Mel Sterling at right back? Gary Kelly, man. Gary Kelly was Mr. He was just Mr. Consistency. You didn't have to worry about Gary Kelly when he's at right back. And listen, as much as I dislike Danny Mills these days, he was a decent replacement for Gary Kelly. I'm not going to take that away from Danny Mills. I think he was pretty good for us too. Have I missed something else here? Let me just have a look. Lord Sugaraf with the super chat. Thank you, Lord Sugaraf. Today was a farewell game for Ayling, and I'm afraid for the non-starting Cresswell. Even his dad left a subtle comment on Insta this morning, which I'm covering now. Thank you, Lord Sugaraf. And shout out to you, Connell, who's become a member of the channel. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you to all existing members. Memberships are in the description. Really just help me out and help the channel out. So thank you, guys. Thank you. But yeah, so we'll have a look at the Charlie Cresswell thing, and listen, we'll have a look at the end and see if there's any quotes from Farke, and we'll go through that. A confirmed outgoing. I think this one has been on the cards for a while. People, it was no surprise. Finley Gorman, who's in our youth academy, has finally completed his move to Man City. This one has been, done and dusted for a couple months, just made official, and there he is. And again, no hate on that. He's going to Man City, one of the best academies in the country, with one of the greatest managers of all time in Pep. He's seen Phil Foden, he's seen Rico Lewis, he's seen other players, Cole Palmer emerge from there, and there's a pathway there. And when you get rated at that academy, the sky's the limit for you. Sky's the limit. So listen, it's disappointing to lose a talent like that because he is really good prospect. But best of luck to Finley Gorman, man. Now, where shall I go next? You know what? Let's go with the person I've got on the picture. Right. Okay. Fabio Carvalho. And let me just take a sip. While I'm taking a sip, people, if you haven't already, please hit the like on the video, please. Okay. Fabio Carvalho has been linked with us, Southampton, Hull City, and Wolves, of course, in the Premier League. And Liverpool are deciding where they want Fabio Carvalho to go. Now, Fabio Carvalho in Leeds United, I would absolutely love. He can play wing, and more importantly, he can play 10. So he would give you another option there. The thing I'm looking at with Fabio Carvalho, if I'm Liverpool, and I'm looking at this from a Liverpool point of view, if I'm looking at Leeds United and Daniel Farke, why am I sending Fabio Carvalho here? Why would I send him to Leeds United. Let's have a look at the season so far. We've had a few players in. Look at the Jed Spence thing, and that's been terminated for whatever reason. But if Liverpool want to look at the data and say, okay, well, Jed Spence right back, what happened to him? Okay, he was injured, and when he did play, what happened? Oh, he played left back. Oh, well, that's not very promising. Jaden Anthony, loan in. How many minutes has Anthony played? Wow, he hasn't even completed 3 matches. Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure about this, Jurgen. I don't think Leeds United might be the right spot. And then, and this goes to, if Willie Gnonto is to go to Everton, then maybe there's an opening. But then that means one of James, Somerville, Jorginho, Perot / Bamford these days is going to miss out. And I just don't see that happening. So I just don't know where Fabio Carvalho comes in for Leeds United and why Liverpool would take the risk of sending him here when Farke clearly doesn't play the lone players properly. Let's have a look. What are you guys saying in regards to what I'm saying there about Fabio Carvalho? Michael saying here, KG spot on. You wouldn't come here on loan under Farke if you wanted to get guaranteed minutes. You wouldn't. The proof's in the pudding, people. We've had 25 league games. Let's even go with this cup game. People aren't getting game time properly. And listen, we got a first start here for Gruev, who is our signing. Jaden Anthony gets a start at last, but it's in the cup game. I just don't see it. Russ saying he won't get game time yet. And Vega saying Fabio not sitting Georgie, DJ, nor Cree, so he would be a bench option. Gavin here saying he takes us to the Prem, in my opinion. I think he would help tremendously. I really do. I can probably see Wolves, if they've got a spot open in their team, probably being the favourites just purely for the Premier League exposure for the player. But if they can't, and with I think Neto's coming back soon, and some of their players are really playing well right now. If he comes to the Championship, I just don't see why. Let's have a look. Bob T saying, if we are genuinely pushing for this lad, I'd hope he choose to come to us. The 10 spot isn't nailed down. I mean, well, Jorginho, you would probably say he's got the 10. And I wouldn't risk Jorginho's playing time. He's our player just to satisfy Liverpool's needs. Because what I'm going to discuss with this one is very different from the right back situation, by the way. Liverpool are actively looking for a team to make sure that this player gets regular football. Yeah, Lord Sheargraf saying Roden is the lone exception, not the rule. 100%, Lord Sheargraf. Very well said. Ryan here saying, can see Southampton guaranteeing him game time. Yeah, I mean, I'm more looking at it. Listen, other teams Hull City could obviously guarantee him game time, yeah. But I'm just looking at it from what we've seen so far under this manager, why Liverpool would even consider it. Diggler saying they don't get a divine right to start games just because they are lone players. It's the same in most other clubs, not just Leeds. Diggler, yes, but when they are highly rated prospects by the bigger clubs and they're looking for guaranteed playing time, you have to offer them that. You can't just say, oh yeah, sure, we'll give him guaranteed play time and then not play him. Then you've just broken the relationship there for any future deal to be done. It would be like us if we had a highly rated prospect in our system that quite wasn't ready for the Championship, but we'd love him to get regular football at League One. If he's not getting regular football, I mean, not Sonny Perkins, obviously that didn't happen, but like that, you've sent him out on loan and he's played 3 sub games. What use is that to anybody? There's no use for that when you want that player to get actual football time. Desiree saying, if we go up big, I would get rid of Farke. Sounds harsh, but got to do it. Yeah. Indian Jones saying Farke said he's happy with the current squad. I mean, listen, Indian Joe and everyone else, I know we've picked at that with Daniel Farke, but he's got to say that. Otherwise he's throwing his current team under the bus, and some of them which he doesn't really use that much anyway. So I completely get that. But the proof will be in the pudding with this, Joe and everyone else. If at the end of the month our team is still the same with very little additions, then we will have a conversation. Yeah, we've already said that about Roden being the exception to the rule. Keep up. Okay, Eloquentry, lovely name. Great player, but priorities are in other positions. Yeah, I agree. I mean, quite frankly, fullbacks. And I was deep in this, people. And you know what? Shall we go to the fullbacks next? Let's go into the fullbacks next, because that's a lovely segue. Segue kings, man. Segue kings. We're doing this nicely. This is going well, people. This is going well because there's a lot to get through. When you're deep our fullback position right now, Furpo, Ailing, Shackleton, if you will, Byram, who's currently injured. Our fullbacks, if we were to get promoted at this stage, people are shocking for the Premier League. They're shocking quite right now, if we're being real. But if we were to go up, this is horrendous. We literally don't have a Premier League fullback in our ranks, not one. Furpo, no chance. No, just no. And a fullback is our weakest position. And listen, Archie Gray has done a fine job there. I'm not taking it away from Archie, but I want to see that guy in midfield. I want to see him explode in midfield. Pause. I want to see him do his thing in midfield where that's his position. But fullbacks, we are weak at that position right now. Um, Yeah, Rusty is saying the whole purpose of signings in January are to enhance the quality within. Yep, to help achieve the aim. No point signing in quality players to only bench them. 100%, 100%. Lord Sugargraph saying fullbacks are now a nightmare. My Shacks and Furpo job the other day was spot on. You're right, Lord Sugargraph. And that's scary. That's the scary thing. So we have to shore up this position. And like the previous one of the previous comments said, Carvalho would be nice, but fullbacks would be better. Um, let's have a look here. Have I got anything? Okay, just making sure there's nothing else there. Yeah, Bielsa did the same with Nketiah. Yeah, we loan that. This is what I'm talking about. It didn't work, did it? Bielsa loaning Eddie Nketiah at the time, who was a young prospect, even though they still talk about him as a prospect now, and he's like 20, 24, 25 now. But he didn't play him. And in the end, January came around. Eddie Nketiah said, yeah, I'm just going to go. I'd rather sit on Arsenal's bench than sit on a championship bench. That's correct. He's absolutely spot on. El Gil saying, love to see Ailing gone. He comes on nearly costs us every game, every time. Yeah, listen, we do need to get that move to Middlesbrough done, really and truly. But Darren Whitcooper's got a couple here saying Luke Ayling out of Leeds to Middlesbrough and Connor Roberts in from Burnley to Ellen Road is a potential deal to keep your eye on. Leeds looking for a new fullback following Jed Spence loan return. And Connor Roberts, again, I think is a really good option at this level. But I hope that all the players that were linked with fullbacks so far, besides Josh Doig, are lone players, because I would not trust any of these guys in the Premier League, not one of them. And the ones I'm suggesting, I'm literally, I don't even want to suggest them, people, but I think at this level and where we are right now, they would probably do well for us or do okay with us. Mr. P here saying, with the Daily Mail article and talk of 5 loan places available, including international loans, I hope we have a gem or two internationals to come into the squad. Yeah, I hope whatever I'm looking at here, because I'm going to bring up a couple other names as well. I hope that the 49ers and Daniel Farker are looking at, much better and more long-term solutions. The ones I've got are literally short-term loan solutions. So please, when I'm saying the names, just know that they are loan options only, not permanent. Okay. Let's have a look here. Chris King is saying Roberts is preparing for the Championship, not Premier League. Yeah, I mean, look, but at this level, Chris King, Connor Roberts, he is a good option. And look, another thing, he's Welsh. There you go, another box tick for Daniel Farker. So, listen, we'll keep an eye on that one and see if that's a deal that's coming. We need movement, no people. We're coming into the second week of the window. We need bodies in here. We need bodies. Let's have a look. And then okay, so yeah, obviously Connor Roberts is the main one that people are talking about. How about this one though? And I feel kind of dirty putting these up, but let's just do it, man. How about Matt Doherty, people? Okay, not getting a lot of game time at Wolves. He can get up and down, likes to score a goal, but he does have a bit of a quirky personality, which I don't know if Daniel Farker will like. I'll be real with you. He's a bit eccentric in certain aspects. What are people saying about Matt Doherty, people? Let me know. Yeah, Darren, let's check the Welsh national team for more options. Yeah. Let's have a look. Oh, am I trolling? Okay. This is what I mean, Ryan. When I was looking through some of the players that are available or could be available, I felt dirty. I felt dirty because, first of all, none of these are the difference makers like Jed Spence would be if he got played in his regular position. but some of them could just be fine options at championship level. And we've got to remember, we are a fourth place team in the championship, not the top two. If we was in the top, once again, if we was in the top two, I'm not suggesting any of these players, any of them. So yeah, there's Matt Doherty. I'm going to move on to the next one now. Ben Johnson of West Ham, not getting a lot of game time at West Ham, can play left, can play right. Well, what are we saying, people? As you can tell from my voice and my face, even I'm not fully sold on this. That's why I hope with everything, the 49ers, the recruitment team, I've got much better options lined up than what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at some Premier League fullbacks that I feel could make a difference to us at this level. Okay. Darren saying, no, not Ben Johnson. Okay. Captain Elwood saying, I like Johnson more than Doherty, but he follows up, still stinks. And I can respect that. I can absolutely respect that. Guys, you know what the thing is, though? As I said to another troll that watched the channel, if you guys have got any other suggestions, I am all ears. Seriously. So if you've got other suggestions, please put them in the comments below. Ryan, just waiting for the Matt Ritchie slide. That's not coming. Ryan, that Matt Ritchie is only going to come if we do, like as I've said before, like we do the Sinistera deal where we sell them Somerville and bring back Matt Ritchie on loan because we've been scouting them since last January. Yeah. Darren here saying Aaron Cresswell. Yeah, that's the left side. I've said about Aaron Cresswell before, and I would be more than happy with Aaron Cresswell at this level. I'll be real with you because he's still good defensively and can take set pieces. I don't mind that one. I don't feel dirty about that one, people. Max Age. I've been told this. Was it you, Max, that said this? Don't be a football agent, KG. Your sales pitch is lacking. Yeah, someone said that before. They said you'd be great as an agent. Yeah, I know he's not very good, but yeah, I know I do that a lot. I'm sorry. Lee's easy, but see, this is what I'm talking about. See, we can laugh. You can laugh at the suggestions I'm making, but Matty Cash plays regularly for Aston Villa. How are we going to get Matty Cash here? By the way, I would love Matty Cash. I said that in the Premier League as well. By the way, I'd love Matty Cash. But come on, you've got to be realistic. You know what? I could sit here and give you unrealistic names, and then people call me an idiot for saying those names. Oh, yeah, he's not going to come here. And I say, yeah, you're right. But I'm having to look at stuff that we could possibly do. Tasha here, flipping at KG. That is some bottom of the barrel you're scraping. Tasha, I'm all ears, I'm all ears. I am all ears, people. Oh, Ryan, Harry Toffolo. Yeah, that's not, nah. He's a left back, but nah. I mean, he's championship, so yeah. But he probably goes along the lines of like a Ben Johnson for me. You know. Okay, let me go to my last one. I've only got one more because I feel like I need a shower after this. I gotta. This is what happens when you take back Jed Spence, man. You have to do this because they're not going to be as talented. You can have your thoughts on him all you want, but how about this one, people? How about this one? How about Callum Chambers, people? He's not getting any game time at Aston Villa. So the person that said Matty Cash, this is the person behind Matty Cash and probably behind the person behind Matty Cash too, because he doesn't play. Callum Chambers is primarily a right back, can play centre back. He's not going to give you the marauding going forward thing. He's not going to get whip crosses in, but he is solid defensively at this level. What are we saying about Callum Chambers? People, even if you don't like these suggestions, please like the video though. Please respect what I've had to go through with looking at these players. Please. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Lord have mercy. Slice Ed Bread, who's a Man United fan, by the way, it says Chambers with that injury record and wages. And that's the other thing as well, people, by the way. Gavin saying Chambers not very good. Bob T, have Spurs got any class fullbacks? Ryan Sessegnon used to be decent, but he's a bit. Yeah, I know he's been around a long time. He is only 28. You'd have thought he's in his 30s, but yeah, he's still in his 20s, man. But what I was going to say as well, yeah, as well with the loans, whereas Liverpool want first team football for Fabio Carvalho, these players that I'm putting here, I think the clubs would just be happy to get some of their wages off the books and get them out of the club for a bit. So there's the difference before anyone says what's the difference between Carvalho not getting game time and then maybe one of these not getting game time. That's the difference. So please, yeah. Desiree, can do better. Desiree, please put a name out there. You're very active in the chat. Give me a name, and I'll hopefully I'll see it. This is what I'm saying. People are poo-pooing these suggestions, and I am a little bit too. But I'm not seeing any realistic names. Someone said Matty Cash. How? Matty Cash is like a 40 million pound player these days. No. I don't want to see no LOL, Desiree. I want to see a name. I want to see a name, people. Liverpool's Calvin Ramsey. Yeah, I mean, listen, Calvin Ramsey was somebody that I thought we could have gone for when we was in the Prem. Obviously, you're not going to say no to Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, but yeah. If that's available, I think that would probably be my preference if we were to get one. But again, we talk about injuries. Calvin Ramsey had a horrific injury last season, didn't he? So it's one of those. But yeah, listen, see, I'm seeing all laughs, but I'm not seeing any real suggestions. And Gavin, you're not going to get that, you know. I'm smartened up to those. But yeah, so yeah, listen, those are just a couple of names, and again, underwhelming. But I would say probably Connor Roberts is the one I would go for. Let's have a look next. Let me just get rid of these. Or by the way, people, if you want to have a laugh, Tottenham are planning to load Jed Spence out again after recall clause activated by Leeds United. Spence expected to leave in the next days, courtesy of Fabrizio. Let's go back in. Hey, come back, Jed, come back. But yeah, I'm only joking there, people. Please don't go on that one. Just a quick joke, just for a bit of levity. Just a bit of levity. All right. And Kiefer Moore, and this is going to probably go on until he actually moves. But Darren again tweets out, championship interest grows by the day in Wales striker Kiefer Moore. As many as 7 clubs keen, will be down to the player. Also, Bournemouth aim to structure the deal to their liking. More believed to favour a Cardiff return. Yeah, and it makes sense. I can understand why he'd want to go back to Cardiff. But listen, we've got a good Welsh contingency here. But look, after Bamford scored that goal today, maybe there's no space for Kiefer Moore no more. You know how it goes at this club. But yeah, I would still like a more physical striker up front for the championship games where we're getting knocked about a bit. But yeah, this is just another one to keep an eye on. But yeah. So yeah, I think that is it. I think I have gone through everything. Let me just see if Daniel Farker has had made any comments yet about Charlie Gray. I mean, look at that from Phil. Marco van Bamford. See the prop. It just never stops with this club. Never stops with this club when it comes to certain players, man. It's should be ashamed of yourselves. Let's have a look. No, I don't see anything yet. Don't see any comments from Daniel Farke yet. So I guess we'll have to cover that in another stream, which is no problem. No problem. Ryan here saying Lewis Hall at Newcastle would be an option if it wasn't for their injuries. Lewis Hall's only on loan at Newcastle, Ryan. He's actually Chelsea's player. And I think at the moment he hasn't even covered the parameters of the loan deal to sign permanently for Newcastle this summer. So he's actually Chelsea's player, not Newcastle's. Yeah, just hoping someone buys Bamford now. Yeah, it's not happening, man. He's going to probably get a new 5-year contract or something. More. Russ saying more scoring yesterday probably means he ain't coming. I just think for other teams, usually that means they put him in a shop window. For Leeds United, it means new contract, but we'll see. Oh, man. I'll stay strong, man. I'm staying strong. Don't worry about it, Lewis. But yeah, I think that is it. And let me just check one more time and see if there is any comment from Daniel Farkery Cresswell. Let me type it in. Hope you appreciate how stacked the show has had to be today, but there is a lot to discuss. There really is a lot to discuss. Nah, nothing, people. So what we'll do, Ryan, I would love it. I would love it. But what I'll do, people, is I'll end it there. It's been a very detailed show, as you can tell. There's been a lot of topics covered. Please leave your comments and please leave your suggestions for right back, realistic ones, people. And anything else about the game today, what have you. So please like the video. Please do that for me. That is the most important thing. Drop your comments, leave your super thanks as well. Really does help out the channel and me out as well. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And listen, we'll be back for another transfer stream where hopefully we got something to announce coming in. That would be the most ideal thing. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. See you in the next one, people. Peace out.